But yeah, when negative things fly at us, which we know they will, shift that mindset, guys. I mentioned the word pivot yesterday too. We got to learn how to pivot. You know, I mentioned how I was in band. Some people probably in the military, when you're marching and they tell you to pivot left or right, you got to pivot. You can't think about it, right? There's no time to think. Hey, Gus Jackson, welcome. Happy Friday. Welcome, you guys. Thank you. Good morning. Hey, Terrence Gresham. But yeah, guys, just I'm talking about, you know, staying motivated throughout the day, you know, and that's what I promote. Like I said, if you hop on here and follow me, thank you. That's all you'll get from me, guys. I love to share humor. You know, I love to laugh. I love to share, like I said, the little nuggets and little pieces of information or things that I've learned throughout my journey being sober. So it's not just all about sobriety and addictions awareness on my page. You know, I'm like, hey, we could talk about mental health too, because I always say it all stems from behavior, right? Whether that behavior is working for you or that behavior is not, right? That's what it's all about. And it's about striking that balance in your life, you know? So like I said, I think yesterday I had to make a mention of it. Like sometimes people think when you're talking about addictions awareness and stuff, it's like you're saying, don't drink, don't do this. It's like, no, hey, do whatever. But at the end of the day, when it becomes a problem in your life and it's interfering with your life and it's affecting the people around you and you know you're addicted, then that's a different conversation, right? So it's not to offend people or to red pill time. You think you need to put the bottle down for real? We can talk. We can talk. And the reason you're saying that, I'm sure there's probably a couple of main reasons that you're probably like, yeah, I've done that plenty of times. And I know that thought process, you know. And I think a lot of times I talk about in the midst of it, you may not be able to like put your finger on it and say, this is why I drink so often, right? For me at the time, I didn't feel like stress was a bad reason to drink. Does that make sense? For me, it made sense. Like, especially in corporate America, like all my meetings, man, when you go to these meetings in Vegas and stuff, there were open bars, like everywhere. They shut the whole Hard Rock Hotel down for us. You know, it's like, I mean, they literally, my first time on my job in 2007, I was out in Vegas for the first week at a national sales meeting. And there was so much alcohol everywhere, you know, and it's just like, not saying that was the reason, but it's like, if you drink, you're kind of like, it's basically gasoline, so wild. Yep, celebrate, yep. Oh my gosh, you're reading my mind, red pill time. I made a video about that a few weeks ago. I think we follow each other. I'm gonna send you that video. I was like having a bad night, not even 3 weeks ago. And I talked about how it's okay to celebrate without alcohol. It's okay to celebrate a win or celebrate a promotion or celebrate the birth of a baby or, you know, even baby showers. It's like, I've had people be like, well, is there going to be liquor there? And I get it. I used to be that person, y'all. At weddings, they call it the dry reception. Y'all ever heard of those? You bring your flask up in that joint. But that's the thing we do. And I was talking about that on my podcast. By the way, if you guys want to listen to my podcast, it's on Spotify, Castbox, and Amazon Music. It's called Promoting Positive Mental Health with Dana Roberson. But I talk about that too, red pill time. I talk about how, I don't even know where I was going with that again. I'd be losing thought, y'all. I'm Gemini. But yeah, I was talking about, yeah, you got to get creative. Yeah, but you know what's funny, red pill time? When you said it's gasoline, I'm going to tell you what I used to think in the beginning. I never got offended or mad with people who questioned my drinking. I just didn't like the people, though, who, like, imposed their views on me. Does that make sense? Like, I didn't want, like, I just feel like people, we're grown, right? We're all adults. You can make an announcement, right? You can say, hey, this is, yeah. But I don't like when a person comes up to me. You know that's going to kill you, right? You know that's bad for you. It's like, whoa, jeez. Like, I'm not the only one doing it, but I'm sure you got some vices too, right? And that's what I'm saying. Like, we got to be respectful of each other. So it's like, that's why I say I don't hop on here to be like, you need to do this. I'm just sharing my story. But red pill time. Hey, good morning, Real Sunshine. When I first started my group therapy, my group therapy leader would say that. She would talk about how alcohol is a poison. And it made me so mad in the beginning. I used to be like, why is she saying that? Exactly. Exactly. You were so right, Real Pill. It's like, we're just saying, and we should be able to talk about it openly, right? Without people being like, well, I ain't doing it. It's like, whoa, I didn't say you have to. Thank God it's Friday. Yes. You see my shirt? Hello, Friday. I love you. Y'all all need to get this shirt. We need to love on Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays. And Mondays, right? We got to embrace Mondays too. But Red Pill Time, if you ever want to chat, get in my box, my inbox. I will help you, like, and not saying I'll be like, hey, this is how you do it. I never do that either. Because for me, it took, like I said, I was dealing with that thing for 8 years straight. 8 whole years. And the reason I know the 8 years, you know, we all know our sobriety date. We all know the date of big monumental moments in our lives, right? And for me, I remember shortly after my divorce how things picked up. Red Pill Time, it's been, February for me will be 8 years. Yep, and like I said, since 2016, I remember when I went to that first group, she was like, well, you know, let's just break it down. And she started talking about alcohol is literally a poison. And I'm sitting there like sinking in my seat, like, this the way this is about to go. Thank you so much. I have my tattoo, Sober 2016. I always tell the funny story when I got this. The guy who was giving me this tattoo in Jacksonville, they have this place called Inksmith and Rogers. And it's this line of this family of guys. I guess there's a long line of them, but yeah, Smith and Rogers, and the guy who was giving me my tattoo, it was hilarious. He's like, yes, you know, I'm so proud of you. I think I was like 2 years in, and he's like, I have one too, and I'm like, yes, that's amazing. And he's like, yeah, but I'm not sober anymore. Yes, I got the tat. Red Pill, he said he wasn't sober anymore. I thought that was so funny, but I kind of like was like, oh Lord, am I making the biggest mistake of my life? Once you get it tatted. Oh my God. But for me, I got it right here though, because obviously when I look in the mirror, you know, and then Living Truth is over here. And part of that is my story too. You know, I hit my rock bottom in 2016, like I said, and was suicidal, you know, attempted, got hospitalized, Baker acted for 7 whole days in the hospital, you know, and I had to just, the mask was ripped off. You know, I had to face my reality. And so I got the Living Truth because it was at that moment. I know that's like the sound bite on the, it was at that moment. She knew she effed up. No, it was at that moment though. I knew that I had to fight. You know, I had to take my life back. So I've been fighting ever since, you know. Yeah. Red Pill. I don't want to change the date. I'm locked in. Like I said about my hair, I'm locked in, y'all. I got my locks. Hey, is it Quarter? I can't see what that says. Thank you for the like and the follow. I follow back, guys. So it's 7:20. I'm going to play another song. But that's what I do on here, y'all. I just hop on here, share my story, like how Red Pill Time was asking a few questions. I don't mind the questions. You know, if it is something I don't want to answer, right, I just won't answer. I won't get, like, defensive and, like, offended. And to me, like I said, I'm opening up this space, too, for people like Red Pill Time, who's, I hope you don't mind me saying that, like, that you're interested in possibly, you know, what they call that, sober curious. That's what they call that. So if you do #, you're welcome. Yeah, but yeah, if you look up #sober curious Red Pill Time, you'll find people on here, right on here, that it's a whole community of people that are just curious, you know, like, and I think too, it depends on the level of, dependence right now. I guess that's the word I'll use. I don't want to say addicted, because you may not be addicted, right? Some people just want to make a change, but it's just a habit that, you know what I mean? I can't explain what I'm trying to say. Thank you, Ronald Bugs. Welcome. Thank you for following me, y'all. I'm gonna follow y'all back. We're gonna make some friends up in here today. Hey, Michael Jordan. Yeah, Red Pill Time. Yep, I know that feeling. We were talking about, what do you call it? The praying to the porcelain gods. We were talking about that yesterday on here. One of the